Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is Lesson 83, Practice Set and Start Problems. I'm hoping that you guys have already taken a stab at these and that you are watching this so that you can see if you got the right answer. Okay, so today we're multiplying scientific notation. I'm going to be doing these for you. If you want to pause it and try and do some yourself, that would be awesome. But basically what we do when we multiply two terms that are in scientific notation, we multiply the front term together. So I have 4.2 times 1.4, which equals this equals 5.88. Okay, and then let me change color, and then I multiply the 10 terms together. So 10 to the 6th times 10 to the 3rd. When I multiply things with the same base, I add the exponent, so I get 10 to the 9th. So my final answer for this is 5.88 times 10 to the 9th. So this is A. All right. Let's go ahead and do B. So I multiply 5 and 3. I'm going to bring this down here. So 5 times 3 is 15. And we're going to come back to that here in a second. And then I'm going to multiply my tens. So I have 10 to the 5th times 10 to the 7th, which is 10 to the 5 plus 7, which is 10 to the 12th. So one would think my answer should be 15 times 10 to the 12th. But this is not in scientific notation. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move this one. So I have 1.5 times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the 12. And then I have to add these so that my answer is 1.5 times 10 to the 13th. This is B. Okay, let me change colors yet again. Let's do C. So I have 4 times 2.1. So let's see, 4 times 2.1 is 8.4. So let's put C here. So 4 times 2.1 is equal to 8.4. And then I have 10 to the negative 3rd and 10 to the negative 7th. So 10 to the negative 3 times 10 to the negative 7 is equal to 10 to the negative 3 plus negative 7, which is 10 to the negative 10. So my final answer is 8.4 times 10 to the negative 10. And that's in scientific notation. And then the last one I have here is I have 6 and 7, so this will put D over here. So I have 6 times 7, which is 42, which we're going to have to deal with in a minute. And then I have 10 to the negative 2 times 10 to the negative 5, which is 10 to the negative 2 plus negative 5, which is equal to 10 to the negative 7. So I have 42 times 10 to the negative 7, but this is not scientific notation, so I'm going to have to move this one. 4.2 times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the negative 7, which is equal to 4.2 times 10 to the negative 6. Okay, and now we're on to start problems. So I'll go ahead and do these. Hopefully some of these look really familiar, and if they don't, then you can work through them with me. If you're not 100% sure how to do these, I would highly suggest writing them down in your spiral. But this says graph x is less than or equal to negative 1. So negative 1 is here. Because of this equal to sign, I'm going to fill this in. And then this arrow points that direction, so I'm going to go that direction. Okay? Number 10, it says a coin is tossed and a spinner is spun. What is the probability of heads and an even number? Okay, so this is from Investigation 8. So I know that the probability of heads is equal to 1/2, And I know the probability of an even number over here is 1/3. So the probability of heads in an even, I'm going to multiply, and I get 1/6. Okay, use ratio boxes to solve these problems. Okay, so number 16, Monica found that 12 minutes of commercials aired during every hour of the programming. Commercials were shown for what percent of each hour? So I have my percent and my actual. Let's see, so we'll do commercials, not commercials in total. My total for percent is always 100. It says Monica found 12 minutes of commercials. That's an actual number. So 12 minutes of commercials in every total hour. If I'm going to find this number, I'm going to do 60 minus 12, which is 48. And then it says commercials were shown for what percent of each hour. So what percent is going to be here. Now I'm going to use this line and this line, so I really didn't need to figure out the not commercials. So I have x over 100 is equal to 12 over 60. I'm going to cross multiply, so 60x is equal to 12 times 100. 60x is equal to 1200. X is equal to 20%. Okay, pick a different color here. We'll do 17 over here. It says 30% of the boats that traveled up the river on Monday were steam powered. Okay, so let me pause and draw this. So I know that this is going to be percent. I know my total for percent is going to be 100. I have steam powered and then not steam powered. So 30% of the boats were steam powered. So that means 70% were not. If 42 of the boats that traveled upriver, so this is my actual, were not steam powered, so that's going to be 42. How many were there in all? So what is the total? So I'm going to use these two lines to make my proportion. Ratio box, proportion, cross multiply. So let me go ahead and cross multiply. And I get x is equal to 60. 60 total boats. Okay, so this is one that we just did. And what we do is we multiply the front number. So I have 3 times 6, which is equal to 18. We're going to have to deal with that in a minute. And then I'm going to multiply my tens. So I have 10 to the 4th times 10 to the 5th, which is 10 to the 4 plus 5, which is 10 to the 9th. So I have 18 times 10 to the 9th, but this is not scientific notation. So I have to move my decimal. 1.8 times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the 9 is 1.8 times 10 to the 10. Okay. So here I'm going to do the same thing. 1.2 times 4. So 1.2 times 4 is equal to 4.8. And then I multiply my tens. 10 to the negative 3 times 10 to the negative 6 is equal to 10 to the negative 3 plus negative 6, 10 to the negative 9. So I have 4.8 times 10 to the negative 9. That is scientific notation. Number 30. So the coordinates of the vertices of triangle PQR are these. So let me go ahead and plot these. So I have 0, 1, which is right here. I have 0, 0, which is right here. And I have negative 2, 0. So this is my triangle. Let's see, this is P, Q, R. And let me change colors. It says Draw the triangle, which I did, and its image P prime, Q prime, R prime after 180 degrees clockwise rotation about the origin. So let's see. The clock goes this way, so I'm going to go this way, and it's going to be 180 degrees, which means it's going to look like this. 90 degrees would be here. This is 180 degrees. So this is R prime, P prime, Q prime. That's what it looks like. So let's see. So Q prime is the same as Q, which is, this is Q, this is P. Sorry. Let's see. Q is 0, 0. Q prime is 0, 0. P prime is still this. And then R prime is the one that's going to change. So that's going to be 2, 0. And I think that's all. If you have any questions, please let me know.